following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here on the NRLOA channel. And actually on the NRLOA channel for the second time today, because earlier today we had the Turkey Hill Series qualifying from South Boston. We come here to Martinsville, not too far off from South Boston, for Chick-Fil-A Cup Series qualifying for the STP 500. It's a short track weekend here on the Napa Fan family of channels, and we're here for uncharted qualifying in this, what will be a 100-lap race tomorrow morning over on Napa Fan at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Back to a Saturday morning show for the STP 500 at Martinsville. And top two fastest in this session will move on and race in tomorrow's event. And they will also qualify for the pole position right after we're done here with the other 40 full-time competitors. 71 this weekend is Jamie Lee. Had a good run at California, awarding him this uncharted ride for Titan Fury Motorsports. Just ahead of him, it's Alex Russell who got the win in that thrilling Turkey Hill Series race last Thursday night. Fuel mileage came into play, and the 98 was able to stay out the whole way while everybody else had to come down, and that was his first ever start in the Turkey Hill Series as well, and he got the victory in that one. Of course, he'll be racing tonight at South Boston, but he'll also be hoping to race tomorrow morning here at Martinsville, so we'll see what the 98 can do. Right now, the fastest is Jamie Lee. They're the only two drivers, one more out there. It's the 85 of Nick Smith. And Nick Smith, he had a pretty good run at California as well. Of course, all these guys had good runs at California in the Turkey Hill Series, especially that guy. But it wasn't necessarily in the Turkey Hill Series where he did pretty well. Alex Bonsignor is the defending race winner here in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series, and he's looking to make it into the show for the second straight race and go for a second straight win in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. So Bonsignor, he's definitely had a great season so far between the Turkey Hill Series and the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series, and he is looking to make it into the show yet again, driving to 97 for NRLOA Motorsports. Only 3 drivers have yet to complete a lap here in uncharted qualifying. There is Ashlyn Boyd in the 36. He is right now 4th fastest. Takes a while to actually get a good lap in here at Martinsville. Usually the later laps are the faster ones here at this racetrack. Number 67, that is Cameron Gaju this weekend. His first attempt since the Daytona 500. And Gaju, he's got a few wins in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. He'd like to add another one. Of course, we had an uncharted driver with Alex Bonsignor win last weekend. Why won't it be Cameron Gaju? Well, he's going to have to make it into the top 2. Right now he's 4th, so that might be why. Number 18 this weekend is Isaac Redmond, who had heartbreak in the Turkey Hill Series at California. He had to come down on the final lap of the race to pit for fuel. He finished 2nd, but he still gets the 18 and will attempt to qualify it here today. And with that, I believe, we got the 74 as well. Have not mentioned Fisher G yet in the 74. He'll be attempting in that machine. But right now, it's the Titan Fury Motorsports 71 who's been doing very good in these qualifying sessions with all of their drivers. It's Jamie Lee this weekend and Alex Russell for Beast Racing. Alex Russell got the win in that Turkey Hill Series race. He'd love to win in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series as well, and he'd love to be in tomorrow's Chick-Fil-A Cup Series race, and he's got a good chance of doing so in that number 98. Fastest time right now in this uncharted qualifying session. We'll see what the rest of these drivers do. Cameron Gaju completing a lap, and then right behind him, Isaac Redmond in the 18, but they are not breaking the top 2. Alex Bonsignor, who won last weekend in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series, is 6th fastest. He was the slowest guy in this session for a while, but he did improve to 6th. And then we have the 83, the 85, I should say, of Nick Smith. Trying to get a good lap in. It looks like Cameron Gaju is going to call it quits, so I believe he will not make the show. Same with Fisher G. He's also down the pit lane, and I don't think they're going to have enough time to get back around and complete a full lap under speed. The 71 just bested the 98 again. Jamie Lee with the top position. And the 98 car of Alex Russell looking to make it into the show. Ashlyn Boyd is 4th fastest. Oh, and the 97, Alex Bonsignor to 2nd, but he just got knocked off by the 98 of Alex Russell, and it stays the same. How about Alex Russell? He was the guy, I believe, who got pushed out. And with that, he goes to the top of the board in the 98. And Alex Bonsignor thought he had it for a moment, but he didn't. And that's a tough break for him. We'll see if he can get this time in. How about Ashland Boyd, top of the board, late in the session, trying to get the American Motorsports Uncharted car into the show for the first time this season. He just grabbed the fastest time. Bonsignor fails to advance his time, and just like that, it changes very quickly, and it will be Ashland Boyd and Alex Russell making it on to the STP 500 in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series for this weekend here at Martinsville. And you will see those two drivers look to qualify their way on to the pole right now as we get all 40 drivers out there on the racetrack to line them up for tomorrow's 100-lap race here at the Paperclip. Congratulations to Ashland Boyd and Alex Russell. They're on to tomorrow morning's STP 500. Let's go ahead and see who wins the pole for the Martinsville race here in Season 7 of the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. And here we are to set the starting lineup for tomorrow morning's STP 500 here from the Martinsville Speedway. And we have 42 drivers ready to take to this mile-and-a-half, or this half-mile racetrack. Not a mile and a half. Not quite that large. This is actually the shortest track that the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series is going to this season. Now, later tonight on Napa Fan, the Turkey Hill Series is at South Boston. That racetrack is only 0.4 miles long, so it's shorter than this one. And that is the shortest racetrack that any of these series will be going to throughout the season. So definitely check that out on Napa Fan later tonight. Ryan Madden starting on the pole for that one. And we have 40 stock cars at South Boston. That's going to be pretty crazy. It's going to be a good race tonight for the Turkey Hill Series. And also shaping up to be a pretty good one for tomorrow's Martinsville race here in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. We're ready to set the lineup. John Stewart, Las Vegas winner, first driver out there on the racetrack. And we'll see what he clocks in here. 21.084. Ashland Boyd, who was the fastest in Uncharted qualifying, was, I think, about 20.2. So, got a long ways to go until we get a fast time in here and really get an idea who's going to start on the pole for tomorrow's race. So it's the first time that Nathan Stapleton has run this scheme all season, and this is one of my favorite schemes in the whole series. I know it's really basic looking and all that, but there's just something about it. That red and that white number, it just looks really good. So Nathan Stapleton, he had a hard crash at California last weekend, but he's top of the board right now here in Martinsville, and I had no clue he was even going to do that. So Stapleton with a good run so far in the Advanced Auto Parts 54, and the guy who painted that, the number 7 of Andrew Miller, has yet to complete a time, but I figured I'd try to tie him into that conversation somehow. 39, Jonathan Wong. 30, Justin Heath, second fastest right now. Still a lot of guys who have yet to make a time in, and look at this, 3 wide in qualifying. Aaron Walpole, Matt Dalio, and Juan Garcia. Walpole has had a tough couple of races. He has crashed twice in a row. Ended up crashing at Riverside, ended up crashing last weekend at California. Stapleton goes back to the top of the board in the number 54. We'll try to locate him here on the racetrack. And there he is, right there, drafting off of Jesse Turner and Justin Heath back in here. So it is Stapleton, Isaac Nichols up to second, Jonathan Wong here, Joe Larvin Alonso, Christian Vargas, John Stewart, Michael Canto, Justin Heath, Andrew Miller, and Jake Jefferson. A boatload of rookies in that top 10 right now. Tristan Allen and Garrett Senor just moved their way into the top 10. Allen at 6th, and the 38 of Garrett Senor at 8th. Right now, as Matt Dalio just went to 7th fastest in the 79. He's going to come down the pit lane, and a lot more guys with fast times. Cody Sills, second fastest in the 37. Locate him, there he is. And Isaac Nichols just beat the 54's time. And Nichols right now the fastest guy in qualifying so far for Hamill Racing Enterprises. There he is, drafting off a double-wide battle between Diego Yepes and Sergio Larvin Alonso. But Nichols, right now fastest, trying to get some redemption from losing that Las Vegas race a couple of weeks ago. He was very close to winning it, but he could not hold off John Stewart in that one and get his first win of the season. So right now it's Nichols, Tristan Allen, second fastest in the two. And the outside pole might be a good place to be for tomorrow's race. The outside lane can get a push here at Martinsville, and it's all going to come down to the start. But once we get a caution in tomorrow's race, I think these guys might stay single file because we do not have double file restarts anymore. The last time we were here at Martinsville in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series, we did have double file restarts. And a lot of action ensued because of that. Sergio Larvin Alonso just went to the top of the board in the 40. Now, he's been in the series longer than a lot of these guys, but he only has one career win. And that came at Talladega, so kind of a wild card track where his first ever win came in, and he's looking to get a win on, I guess you can say, a real racetrack, as Kyle Busch would put it, Martinsville Speedway. Number 40 of Sergio Larvin Alonso fastest. Second fastest is right in front of him, the 68 of Alexander Rowe, and picking up right where he started, Nathan Stapleton back to the top in the 54. You know what? This might be his weekend. I have a good feeling this is going to be his weekend. This lucky ride here, of course, unfortunately, it was, I believe, last fall. His father passed away, and on the rear deck lid of that car, it says, in memory of Richard Stapleton. His father kind of driving along with him here. He's now second fastest, as this guy, Ashland Boyd, has just taken that 36 ride to the top of the board. We had an uncharted driver win last weekend with Alex Bonsignor, and we might be getting one here this weekend. Ashland Boyd, the first time the American Motorsports uncharted driver has made it into the full-time show. And Ashland Boyd taking that New Jersey Devils machine to the house. I'm a Predators fan, but, you know, I'll respect Mr. Trey Wright for being a Devils fan. That's okay with me. I mean, you guys beat us, you know. You gave us an overtime loss. You didn't actually beat us. And Ace Garcia, he just beat Ashland Boyd. 92 now fastest here in qualifying. Back in the Overton scheme for who was the points leader for a while, defending champion Elijah Gordon. Fastest time now, a 20.275 for the Elijah Gordon Incorporated number 5. And that was a good time there. First driver under 20.3. So, Gordon looking to start on the pole for tomorrow's race. But Ashland Boyd, I'm telling you, he's got a fast hot rod. And that number 36 had a little bit of an issue. William Brock might have spun around in the 88. But Ashland Boyd, an uncharted driver for American Motorsports, just took his number 36 to the top of the board again. And he is now under 2.3, or 20.3 seconds, I should say. So it's Ashland Boyd, fastest in qualifying. Elijah Gordon, Ace Garcia, Juan Garcia, Blaine Keys, Nathan Stapleton. Justin Roberts just went to third fastest here in qualifying. Nathan Stapleton, Alexander Rowe, Diego Yepes, and Patrick Smith, the top 10. But still, 2 minutes remaining. This session actually seems to be going on for quite some time in my mind. It could be the fact that these guys are going a little bit slower than we're used to. Of course, this is Martinsville, a short track, a very low-banked racetrack, and we'll just have to see if anybody can top this 36 on the charts. Michael Canto and Patrick Smith, they both advanced their times. Garrett Sonora's in the top 10 now on the number 38. And Garrett Sonora is a teammate to Ashland Boyd, so wondering if those American Motorsports cars have something underneath of them that's giving them a little bit of an edge, especially with that 36. And like I said, we had an uncharted driver win last weekend with Alex Bonsignor. And here at Martinsville, passing is difficult. Now, I don't think passing is going to be as infrequent as it was at Riverside. Of course, Riverside, we actually did have some passing, but still, starting on the pole with this racetrack is a good thing. And Ashland Boyd might be on the verge of a victory tomorrow morning in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. I do not believe Ashland Boyd has ever won before on Napa Fan. but he's got a good chance at getting win number 1 here in the STP 500. We'll see what he can do here. Points leader in this series is still Brad Stover. He's 17th fastest, so not too bad. He's been doing pretty good this season in that number 99. Back to the Red Bull colors for this weekend. I'm trying to locate him on the racetrack, but I do not. There he is. But Brad Stover got a really good run at California, even after all that happened in that race. He was the last guy to come down under that last set of pit stops, and he was still able to keep that 99 in a good position to stay up top of the points. Didn't actually write the point standings down before I started to record this, so I don't quite know the full point standings. Of course, you guys do, but of course, I'll give you guys the full point standings when we get to racing tomorrow morning here in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series, and I believe this race is going to be led by this guy, Ashland Boyd, in the 36, and I had a feeling that one of these uncharted drivers was going to get the pole position for this race, and American Motorsports definitely showing some speed here at Martinsville. Just edging out Elijah Gord, Justin Roberts, Diego Yepes, Michael Canto, Patrick Smith, Ace Garcia, Juan Garcia. How about Jesse Turner in the 77? Up to 9th for NRLOA Motorsports, and Blaine Keys rounding out the top 10. We had Nathan Stapleton up there. He's 11th now, and that's just how much speed's been going on here at Martinsville. All these guys, you know, they're giving their times in pretty late. It's going to be one last push for these guys. Only 20 seconds remaining. We'll see if these guys can complete their laps in and possibly overtake the 36 here in qualifying. I don't think it's going to happen. That was a very fast time by Ashland Boyd. He was the fastest in uncharted qualifying and the fastest in overall qualifying. And it's Ashland Boyd with the pole in the STP 500. And we might have ourselves 2 uncharted guys winning back-to-back races here in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series. We're just going to have to see. But you're going to want to watch out for that 36. American Motorsports, they're going for their first win of the season. We'll see what they can do in tomorrow's 100-lap race with their uncharted driver starting on the pole position. And there are the rest of the results right there. And the other uncharted driver didn't really have too good of a run here in this session. Alex Russell, 40th fastest. So 2 tails for the uncharteds making it in. We got a few ties out there. Tristan Allen, Angelo Alonso are tied. Allen will have the advantage on Alonso. Luke Rainey and Jonathan Wong. I'm going to have to check the points for that one. Looking for other ones. 05 there. It's Juan Garcia and Jesse Turner. I'm going to have to look for that one as well. I'm not entirely sure who has the advantage in the points for those 2 guys. But other than that, those are the only ties. And we will go ahead and break them for the starting lineup in tomorrow's race. But other than that, that's how they'll line up for tomorrow's STP 500 here at the Martinsville Speedway with Ashland Boyd starting on the pole position. And he's got to fly over to South Boston because tonight we got ourselves the Southern States 300 from the South Boston Speedway. A 60-lap race tonight around that 0.4-mile racetrack. And we got a lot of good short track racing coming up this weekend, guys. A very good theme for this weekend, and I'm looking forward to seeing what goes down at South Boston and Martinsville. It's going to be a great weekend, and we'll see you guys in a couple of hours over on Napa Fan for the Turkey Hill Series race number 5. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching qualifying. Congratulations to Ashland Boyd, uncharted driver with the pole in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series at Martinsville. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the STP 500 from the Martinsville Speedway in the Chick-Fil-A Cup Series over on Napa Fan. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.